So this comes from Caleb K. He recommends wearing Crocs.
Stop it.
At the parks.
Okay. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Grim Grinning Dads, the show where three Disney-loving dads share tips, tricks, and a whole lot more. My name is Caleb, and I am joined, as always, by Tyler and Charlie. And in today's chaos, we will be discussing some of the worst tips and tricks that we've either received or have seen for Disney parks, cruises, and the like. So, sharing with you all those bad information, we're going to hopefully correct those and give you some right information. But before we get into that, I do want to remind you that we are all travel agents, part of Travel or Genie Travel Company. And if you would like us to, hey, look at that plug. If you would like us to help you plan your next vacation to Disney or otherwise, please click the link in the show notes below. We would love to help you out, or send us a message wherever you can. So first, before we get into the worst tips ever, we're going to dive into some news items. And Tyler, there was a big news item that came out at the beginning of today of the recording this. What was that?
Yeah, kind of sad news a little bit. As of this morning, and we're recording this on May 2nd, Spirit Airlines is going out of business, which is unfortunate. So I have there's articles all over the place, but this one I'll just kind of read a little bit from. This is from the AP. So they have gone out of business after 34 years, employed about 17,000 people. They've started an orderly wind down of our operations effective immediately. All flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. And they did say anybody who paid with debit or credit is going to get a refund. And then if they bought from third-party vendors like travel agents, they would need to seek refunds from the point of purchase. So kind of sad news. They certainly weren't known for their excellent amenities or service, but as an inexpensive way to get from A to B, especially for short flights, like I use them quite a bit because they fly to Orange County. So when we'd either fly Southwest to Long Beach or Spirit to Orange County. So now it does limit my options a little bit when we do go to Disneyland, but mostly just kind of sad for that many people that are instantly out of work, because I know that's got to be brutal. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on Spirit going away.
Like, I mean, I fly Allegiant a lot, right? Up here in the Dakotas. If I want to take a inexpensive direct flight anywhere fun, like Allegiant is the right, like they're the people you go to. And I've only ever flown Spirit like twice in my life. One time was from like Rhode Island to Minneapolis, and that was like years ago. And then just recently I flew Spirit from Austin, Texas to Orlando when we were down there for our trip, Tyler. And yeah, I mean, it was fine. Like, wasn't a bad go round, but it was also not awesome. You know, like it wasn't Delta business class. You know, and like you don't get your free snack and drink.
But they're not trying to be that
fine
by any stretch of the
They're just trying to get
imagination.
you A to B. They're just trying to get you A to B as cost effective as possible. But if I had to choose between Spirit and Allegiant, I would choose Allegiant all day long.
What
It's just a
what
better
does
experience.
Allegiant give you that that Spirit didn't?
Comfier chairs.
Okay.
Like the chairs were a little bit better.
Okay.
Like halfway through the flight from Austin to Orlando, I was like, "Y'all, my back is killing me."
Oh, really?
And it seemed like a decent, like at first I was like, "Oh, this isn't a bad, like this is not a bad seat." And I was one row behind exit row, because I didn't want to spend like the $60 to do exit row. But like, yeah, like halfway through the flight, I was like, I need to like stand up, and I never need to stand on a flight ever. And
How
it
long
was
was that flight?
2.5 hours.
Wow. Okay, so in 2.5 hours, you were feeling the pressure of something pushing against your back and
Yeah,
saying you need to stand up. Wow,
yeah,
that's not great.
yeah. And then when I flew Allegiant back home, which was a 3-hour flight, 3 hours 15 minutes. Yeah, I was fine the whole flight. Never had a problem.
That's good to know because I think we have some Allegiant flights that fly out of the Northeast at our various airports up here. I haven't ever tried them, and I haven't ever tried Spirit either, just because Southwest has been kind of the most convenient for what I've done. Although
Yeah.
when I did fly Southwest from Portland to to Orange County, I ended up having like 3 layovers on the way there, and that is not something that I would ever for well, you were talking about earlier, Caleb, with convenience, spending a little extra money for the convenience of not having to get off a plane 3 times, learn a new airport and get to the gate that you're supposed to go to, then get on the plane, each time, would be a great thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was I guess it was part of the experience in going to Disneyland for the first time. There had to be one thing about going there that wasn't like my favorite thing ever, because everything else was fabulous.
Yeah, and Southwest is they're an interesting one because they don't do what most airlines do, where they don't have like a hub model. So like
Mhm.
if you fly United, like you're going to connect in either like Denver or Chicago, like pretty much every
Mhm.
time if you're not getting a direct flight. Southwest doesn't do that. They have all these just different like points that you hit. It's almost like a connect the dots across the country.
Yep.
So, and that leads to stuff like that. So when you're going literally from one corner of the country to the other, yeah, it's not going to be a straight shot.
No, and it wasn't.
Nope.
So
Yeah, it's wild. But 1,700 employees,
17,000.
17,000.
whoa.
Dear Lord. How in the world do you just like, hopefully they found out way before we did that they didn't like get their email
Yeah.
on Saturday morning and they're
I mean,
like,
I guess
oh,
the
I don't have a job on Monday.
maybe the positive spin is that like if other airlines have been short staffed, there's about to be a flood of people in the marketplace.
Big flood. Right. And I know that there have been airlines that have been like scrambling for
I know
all things,
there've been
pilots,
pilot
crew.
shortages. There's been flight attendant shortages. So
Yeah.
hopefully they can all land on their feet, but that's got to be a brutal way. And yeah, like you said, I hope they didn't just find out this morning. I think from what I was reading, the writing's kind of been on the wall for a little bit. Like they said in August of last year that unless something major changed, that they didn't see operations continuing over
Right.
12 months. So I think they
I
were waiting
remember-
on some kind of government bailout that never
That's what they were doing.
materialized.
Yeah. And I think if I remember correctly, like a couple months ago, right before Spirit did ironically, Spirit like rescheduled my flight that day when I was going to Orlando and I got in a whole 24 hours earlier. Which
That still blows my mind, by the way.
yeah, like just reschedule my flight a whole day earlier. Like what? Like I can understand a pushback, but like move it forward, weird.
Yep.
But knowing what we know now, I guess that makes sense. But I do remember reading an article where they said that Spirit was going to go, or that they filed for bankruptcy twice.
They have filed
for a second
twice,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So like that's a thing. But
Yeah, it just makes me wonder about the other low cost carriers like Frontier and Allegiant to some degree, and Breeze. I haven't flown Breeze yet, but I've heard good things.
yeah, but I think Allegiance is more of like a mid-level now. Like Allegiance kind of like tied into a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
they have
I
a
think
whole stadium in Vegas.
they do. Well, that's a whole separate thing. But they do a lot of the less conventional routes as well. Like
Right.
they fly direct from Vegas to Sanford, so not MCO, but they only do it seasonally and they only do it like twice a week. So I think
Right.
that's how they keep the costs under control. It basically guarantees that every flight's going to be full when you offer that few options. But So I don't
Right.
necessarily love that model either. And I've only used that one once or twice because the timing hasn't been the most convenient because it's only 2 times a week. So
Oh yeah.
that can be tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what was, or maybe I just need to do a little more research. What was Spirit doing that led to this? That, you know, is Frontier going to be okay, or is Allegiant going to be okay? So,
Yeah.
because
I
I
don't
think
know.
having those that drive the average cost of a flight down is just good for the market. So even if you don't fly them, like they're nobody's favorite airlines, but I
Right.
think it adds competition. And now we've raised the floor for what the prices are going to be, and I don't know, that's kind of bad for the consumer, I think.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Their flights are really nice.
Who's
I'm gonna have to look at this for flying to um so if I flew into Fort Myers, would that be how far away would I be from our port?
That's on the opposite
Um
coast, but you're only probably an hour and a half.
hmm
okay. I'd have to figure that out. But for well, I guess 3 night no, this is not so it's not that actually that much better um than what I was looking at for some of these other flights. This is flying, you know, again, I have to choose their day. It's 394.50 round trip from Portsmouth. So
Well, that's the
if I were to fly
convenience.
out,
So that's
yeah.
because then you don't have to go all the way to like Boston or whatever, right?
Well, Portsmouth is an hour from me. So it's not, I don't know. If I flew out of Portland, um, what I had been looking at, the flights that I'm tracking are like 302. So I don't know if it includes like all taxes and fees and everything. It's probably right around the same amount of money.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
that's for me to fly out of Portland. So what I've ended up doing is I'll drive and I'll park in long-term parking. I'll just leave the car, and then my wife will just grab the car, you know, like rather than go like when I'm there at 5 in the morning. So
Right.
I don't know. It's an unfortunate thing because I think we've kind of been spoiled for choice with the amount of different airlines that we do have available to us. But as far as budget airlines go, that it's really unfortunate because like I know the travel agent specific deal has been really good for a lot of different people who travel a
hmm
lot. Um, you know, where they would give the free checked bag and all of that stuff at
Yep.
a discounted rate. Um, but you know, those 17,000 people, I'm sure will land on their feet, and hopefully they got a pretty good advance notice. It didn't seem like it leaked ahead of time, but the writing was kind of on the wall.
You're right.
It did look like they were looking for some bailout things. Doesn't seem like that's currently a thing that's happening for a lot of airlines, at least. But yeah, um, it's a bummer for
It
sure.
is. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of the nature of the beast, unfortunately. It's sad. Now we just gotta hope and pray that Southwest gets more places.
Right.
Or they go
Well, it
back
seems like
to
they're
how
branching.
they did business before, because this new Southwest really ain't it. But
Let's
that's a
talk
separate
about
topic.
that for a
Okay,
second.
all right,
No, we might as well talk about that
okay,
for a second because I'm curious because Southwest is what I was considering flying for our trip in October.
yeah.
Because I do have I do get a free checked bag because I do have the credit card and stuff.
Yeah.
What has your experience been with the new Southwest, Tyler?
So in my experience, and really, like, I've probably flown them more than anybody else since I've been in Vegas, because they are one of the only ones that do fly direct Vegas to Orlando. Um, their prices have consistently gone up even before this takeover and like their whole change in business policies, which is like a whole separate thing. Their prices have gone up, but the experience hasn't really changed. And so they're kind of on par with like your JetBlues. And after flying JetBlue, now I've done 2 round trips with JetBlue. Like, if I'm even within like $100, I'm choosing JetBlue, because it's just a much better experience. I think they haven't done anything to justify the rising costs. The seats haven't really changed. The Wi-Fi hasn't gotten any better. They don't have screens on the back of the seats. Like, for the longest time, they had such a good kind of niche in the market where they could price themselves like the low cost carriers, but offer a better product. The whole like 2 free check bags. And I always kind of liked the no assigned seats because they didn't have to nickel and dime you for,
Mhm.
certain seats. Now you could pay for like earlier boarding, but then you still had the choice. 'Cause a lot of people would pay for that early boarding and not just default to the front of the plane. They would go for an exit row or something like that. So um, their prices have gone up and the experience has gotten worse. So now it's like they don't really know what they want to be because price wise they're close to the legacy carriers like your Deltas and Uniteds, but the experience is not on par with what you get with some of those. So that's where like I don't see how that's sustainable for them because it just feels like they're getting bad press and bad service. So that's just my
Yeah.
2 cents.
I
Yeah,
agreed.
I just saw an article on, I don't remember if it was on Facebook or where it was at. Somebody was talking about Southwest, and they had paid for their seats, right? Paid to select a seat because like they've gone to that model now. And then when they got there and checked in, they had paid for like exit row and like the window seat and the middle seat. But then when they got there, they were given the two aisle seats on the exit row. So like
What?
they no, not even in the exit row. They paid for exit row. They didn't get exit row. They got placed randomly in the two aisle seats.
Mm-mm.
So like even though they paid for specific seats, they've been reassigned, which is
And this
wild.
was Southwest?
That was Southwest.
Yeah. I'm also hearing rumblings, well, I mean it's been kind of confirmed
Sorry,
that
that's my tummy.
any of the plus sized folks who try to ride on the or try to ride Southwest potentially could be told they have to pay for a second seat because they're too large to fit in one seat. Yep. That's right,
I
Caleb.
thought that was fairly common practice on a lot of airlines.
So i- you know, I don't know. Um
I mean, I don't
I
have that problem. Like I've never had to have that, but like I've never heard of that. I guess.
I've definitely heard of that. I thought it was fairly common. So if that's news for Southwest, then that must be just another change in their policy. Because as far as I'm aware, there's quite a few airlines that do that already.
mhm. I wasn't aware of other airlines doing it. I just know that it seems odd that they put the discretion on the 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 gate attendants and the flight attendants. Like there's not like a steadfast like way that they figure it out. They just kind of look at you and go, well, I guess we're gonna, you're gonna be paying for 2 seats today. And in it, I mean, I would imagine for
How do
somebody
you?
who's plus
That,
How
size,
do
that
you?
would be,
how would you do that on a sold out flight? Like,
That's what I
what would you
mean.
do?
Like, how
Yeah,
do you do that?
that's the thing.
I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Make you pay for 2 seats, but then you just like, but why though? Like, yeah, I don't get it. And
But
most of
then
the
if they're
flights are
forcing
sold
you
out.
onto a different flight, they shouldn't charge extra. I don't know. Like that feels like a big, messy like lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like airlines are just it's crazy when you look at it. Like I understand like a lot of the things that they do as far as airlines go. Like I get people not being able to sit in exit rows if you're not able to. I understand like weight of the plane and making sure that like where you sit is where you sit because they strategically place people
Hmm.
that didn't pay for a seat because of weight and things like that. Like that all makes sense. But then it comes to stuff like that puts the airlines under such scrutiny, and then they charge for like 3 limbs in order to
Yeah.
fly, and it's like I don't get it. And of course people are going to pay the money, right? Like people are going to pay the dollars to fly, but it feels not good.
Yeah. Well, what it really comes down to, I mean, it's like everything else. It's about money and like where airlines really make their money. And I've gone down this is a very interesting kind of corner of YouTube, is learning about like the economics of how different airlines work. So yeah, I've definitely gone
It's just
down
weird.
and watched several hours of this stuff, but I do find it interesting. But all the airlines, especially the bigger ones, they make their money on like first class business and premium economy. So
Right.
that's why they could care less about the experience in like regular economy, because they're not making like money per
Money.
seat is almost nothing compared
Right.
to what they're making in the front half of the plane. So
Yeah.
they could care less. And I feel like there are some airlines that do pay some attention to it. I'll go back to JetBlue. It's a noticeable difference from, you know, what their first class is, what they call Mint. But it's still like for an economy experience, it's still very, very good compared to a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those, like, you go from these like nice plush seats and like, you know, only one or two wide on each side to like, you know, scrunched together like sardines with half of a tray, and you know, maybe we'll throw a bag of pretzels at you at some point during the flight, maybe, and
Just to
charge
make
you
you
for
quiet.
water. Yeah. So not to go too far off on that tangent, but yeah, that's, I think, why a lot of these low cost carriers are kind of doomed to fails, because they don't have that higher end revenue stream that a lot of the other ones do. So
yeah. That's you know, airlines.
we're now an aviation podcast, apparently.
That's what they are.
Yeah, we are. We came back and talked about aviation for 10 minutes.
Right.
Because it matters when you're getting to Disneyland or Disney World.
Correct.
100%. No, it
Or
100%
any of the
does.
Disney parks.
Yep. Yeah, you can
or any
definitely
Disney
have
destination.
a bad experience, you know, flying, you know, having 3 connections if you just do it the wrong way. Or if you're just trying to save a few bucks, you know, like I did when we were going to California.
Yeah.
It happened for sure.
There's a trade-off there for sure.
Well, in other news, Charlie, did you have anything?
Yeah. So I pulled up so the 2026 party dates, which we talked about this a little bit last week for the Halloween, Mickey's very not so scary Halloween party.
Did you just mix
That's
Christmas in
that's
there?
the new name. That's the new name.
Yes.
We're going with that. Those party
No
dates
corrections.
have been released, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to start booking those on
the
May 5th.
On the 5th, if you're a resort guest, 12th for everyone else.
Yep.
Correct.
So there are let's see.
I'm still holding out for Donald's Ding
There's
Dong
9
Dingle.
dates in August. Starting on August 7th, you can start celebrating Halloween.
A whole week earlier than last year.
Yep. And there's a whole bunch of dates in September and then a whole bunch of dates in October. So it looks like in September, they are doing the party dates on it's Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And then they added in one additional Thursday. And in October, you can go on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, most Tuesdays, and Saturday on Halloween.
Yeah. Basically every other day.
Every other day. So I gotta, at some point here, I gotta make it down there for one of the Halloween parties.
No.
Did you
What
you
you
see-
need
I
to
gotta-
do,
Across the country for a Halloween party?
you got to go to Oogie
Oogie
Boogie
Boogie?
Bash. Yes.
Did you
Get
see
those 3
also,
connections and go to Oogie Boogie.
right? The price also went up $30.
Yes.
So it's
Sure
like
it did.
$119
And
to
I get added
$229.
value, right? By the $30 gets me added things, right?
You can get in an hour earlier than before.
Is that
4
worth
p.m. instead of
$30, Caleb?
5. I'm just saying, I watched some stuff about this and yeah, so there's a little more value with the time if you want to take advantage of it. The party itself still starts at 7. So 7 to midnight is the actual party, but you get 3 hours of kind of normal park time as well. So
I guess.
take that for what it's worth.
And
Okay.
I guess Big Thunder's open now. At the time of you listening to this, it'll be open.
Yes.
So like that adds some capacity to the park. But
How's Big Thunder at night?
Amazing.
Okay, there you go.
It's good. Yeah.
There's your $30 right there.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
No.
Sure.
I would tell this to anybody: if you're going to these parties, like, rides should not be your priority. Like,
It's not. Dude,
What should be your
get in that
priority,
hour.
Tyler?
it should be all the unique stuff that is not there otherwise. So
Shows.
characters,
Snacks.
shows, the snacks, yeah, all of that stuff.
I
Maybe
mean,
fitting in one or two rides, take advantage of some of the lower capacity. But as we saw during the Christmas party last year, some rides still get pretty significant waits.
Yeah.
Like Tron was never under an hour. Even Jungle Cruise, but granted it was Jingle Cruise at the time, was always like an hour plus the whole night. Even at closing time, I remember checking as we were like walking down Main Street, and it's like, wow, this is still 65 minutes for Jingle Cruise, which is insane. So as long as you're not like dead set on like the most popular rides, you can probably do some stuff, but that should not be the priority.
Yeah, and when I was there last year at the Halloween party, I never left Adventureland.
Right. That's what you said.
Because like Beacon Barrel's there. Pirates is there, arguably the best ride in Magic Kingdom. I didn't say it was. I said arguably. It could be argued. My opinion is it's Haunted Mansion in the Magic Kingdom.
Sorry, my dogs just attacked each other.
What do you think is better in the Magic Kingdom?
I'd say Thunder's better in both of those.
Oh no, no. Let me just
honestly,
cruise in
you know,
peace.
and I would say Tron is better than both of those. Tron's better than all the above.
That's a bold statement. Well,
especially Tron with a lightning lane when you're waiting, 10 minutes or less, like we did.
Yes,
a couple weeks ago.
Fine.
That's pretty great.
That's fine. If I can do that every time, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Pirates was there, Beacon Barrel was there. They had a live band there, which was incredible. I could just walk to the other side into Frontierland and watch the parade just fine. And there was nobody there. Like I could watch the parade without a crowd, which was awesome. And then I could just exit out to the hub to watch the fireworks. Like I didn't need to leave Adventureland. There's a candy trail there. I could trick and treat right there. Like it's fine. It was a lot of fun. So I don't know. I wish that like I could have went to other lands, but like I don't know. I wasn't really all that impressed. I did get a Casey's Corner hot dog when I was there because that's what you do. But I don't know. I don't know if the $30 justifies the experience, like the upcharge.
I think for me, and maybe it's just my own personal bias, that I'm more of a Christmas person than a Halloween person anyway. I would hold out for the Christmas party.
Yeah,
Christmas
if Halloween's your
party's
thing,
awesome.
Do it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you want a good Halloween
time.
party, you go to Disneyland, go to Oogie Boogie, because that's where it's at.
So why? What makes it? What do you think makes it better, in your opinion, over what we're experiencing in Orlando that I haven't had to experience yet?
DCA is built for that a little bit better, in my opinion. There's enough space that, and this is a negative under normal hours, where like there's a lot of dead space in that park, but it is used very well during the Oogie Boogie Bash for the treat trails, for characters, for like extra shows, live music. It's just done super, super well. And granted, there aren't that many rides in that park, but they seem to spread out the traffic pretty well. So like, remember last time I was there, like Guardians was maybe like a 20-minute wait, which is pretty solid. Or Incredicoaster might be, 25 or 30. And that's like the most you would see. So I just think it's a little bit better managed.
Well, what was Springs? What was Radiator Springs Racers?
That I don't remember, because I don't think it was even on our radar to go, because we were doing everything else. So
that ride's always high. So
yeah,
that ride's always high. I mean, you're probably still an hour, but that shouldn't be the priority there anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Well, that's I think that's it for the news this week. Halloween and bye Spirit. Well, let's turn to our main topic, the worst tips, tricks, and advice that we have either seen or received when it comes to Disney vacations. One of the things, I'm going to preface all of this with one statement. Facebook and social media advice is automatically to be taken with a grain of salt. Like, if you want the best tips, the best tricks, and the best advice, you need to be working with a travel advisor. You
and
just
listening
need
to this podcast.
Yeah, that too. Like, you need to. All three of us are travel advisors. We specialize in Disney vacations. Literally, before we got on here, we were talking about finding good deals for our clients, pricing out different things, looking at different times of the year, like what holidays suck, what holidays are good, what weeks, all of that. We were literally just talking about that. And you need, like, we are in it every day. Like, I want to stress, please work with a travel advisor, because you're going to go and you're going to find stuff like this. Like, here's a terrible tip.
Can I start us off with one?
Well, go for it.
So this comes from Caleb K. He recommends wearing Crocs.
Stop it.
At the parks.
Okay.
but seriously though, the worst advice is buying. You're going on this vacation. You think it's a once in a lifetime thing. You go to buy brand new sneakers.
Bad
you
idea.
Don't wear them. You don't break them in, and you wear those in the parks. You get blisters like you've never experienced before in your life. Your feet hurt. You're in tons of pain. That is terrible advice. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Buy new shoes and then wear them.
Yeah.
Break them in.
Please.
And also, don't buy shoes sight unseen based on like somebody else's advice. Like, do your own research, try them on, like experiment a little bit.
Good example.
Because everyone's feet are different.
Good example of that. I really love the Run Disney patterns and everything for Brooks. Tyler and I both bought the Ghosts last year, and I wore those to Disneyland. Those did not offer the amount of support that I needed. My plantar fasciitis flared up like crazy, and I ended up I probably spent, first of all, I had too much ibuprofen and Tylenol to try to just get the swelling down so that I could actually walk back to our hotel. But outside of that, I probably spent $150 just on like ice packs and, different things that I could potentially try to make it work. So those were sight unseen. I did not try them on. I did not consult with a professional shoe person at a running store or anything, or my doctor. And I got these and I love them. They're so cool. They're very cool. They've got Mickey on the side, it's super awesome. Those are not the right shoes for me. And I did those sight unseen, and I paid the price for it, because the amount of walking that we did at Disneyland is significantly above what I would do in a day when we're at Disney World. Mostly because of how the proximity of your hotel to the park itself. Like you start the day walking from your hotel to the park. You don't have to. You could probably take transportation, but you could do that, and that's what we did, and it was beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful, gorgeous weather in Anaheim. But again,
it's a long walk.
It is a long walk, especially where we were. But again, definitely don't take the advice. The one thing. What did we see? Somebody had said that they were planning to pack flip-flops and wear those in the parks. Caleb, what are your thoughts on that?
No, you're not. No, you are not. The flip-flops have no support. They provide you with nothing. And while at home, you might be fine wearing flip-flops. Like, you probably okay. The thing about Florida is in the heat, that concrete does two things, or two things happen to that concrete. One, it gets hot, and two, it's very hard. Like, walking on flip-flops with no support, honestly, like, you're gonna regret it. I see people doing it. I don't know how they do it, but the right claim, right? The right advice here is, don't go to Facebook and type into some random group or random chat somewhere and be like, hey, what shoes do you all recommend? The shoes that we recommend are the shoes that you normally wear and are comfortable and will provide you with the correct amount of support. Like, those are the shoes we recommend. I know I swear by Crocs. I'm like Crocs all day long, and I get a lot of weird like looks because of it. But yeah, wear what is best for you. Tyler, you got one?
Yeah, so this one kind of goes for both coasts, but a really bad piece of advice is that rope drop is overrated. Just sleep in. Um, I mean, that's just bad advice. I guess it depends on the type of trip, because, like, if you've been a lot, or if you have a longer trip, you may not need to rope drop every day. But particularly at Disneyland, because you can't book any lightning lanes till you scan into the park, so you are going to be really behind the eight ball if you sleep in. So you're either kind of punting on the day as far as getting any lightning lanes, or you don't have lightning lane to begin with. But yeah, I just think you're doing yourself a disservice to not try to maximize your time in the park. Another good example would be Animal Kingdom. Like, really take advantage of the safari first thing in the morning, because you're going to get the best views of everything. And then, avoid the crowd that's going to go straight to Flight of Passage, because everyone assumes that's the way to go. But to me, it's the safari. And then while you're in that back area of the park, hop on over to Everest and you'll catch that before the line gets super long. So,
Yep.
Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. I think that both of those things, I think that the rope dropping, rope dropping isn't something that I have experienced with my family, but it's only because I probably would do it in California when we go there for sure, because it's a no-brainer to do it. Like, obviously, i- if you're there, you're only there for 4 or 5 days. Your body hasn't, from the East Coast, hasn't had the opportunity to fully adjust to West Coast time. So it's 3 hours. You're
It's 3
waking up.
hours later anyway. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're waking up at 5 in the morning, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an easy thing, and being able to go to Main Street and honestly rope dropping a sandwich. It's kind of a crazy thing, but like I
Totally
have been
worth it, though.
dreaming about that sandwich since then. What's that, Caleb?
Yeah, totally worth it, though, to rope drop that sandwich.
Oh yeah, crazy. But
And for listeners who don't know, we're talking about the croissant breakfast sandwich at Jolly Holiday.
So good.
I want one now.
Rock your world.
Yeah, I
so
want one
good.
now.
Yeah, the people that sleep in, and like, it's one thing if that's not your prerogative for the trip, right? Or like, if it's like it's like your 20th time going to the parks or whatever, like, and you don't necessarily need to rope drop, or you've got lightning lanes scheduled and you've intentionally been purposeful, like, to leave time for breakfast and whatnot and all that. Like, but that requires some insane planning. Again,
Yes.
the need for a travel advisor is there. So that you can be like, hey, I don't want a rope drop. Well, okay, that means we're going to have to be strategic about lightning lanes and dining reservations and all that stuff. So yeah, don't, I rope drop, and I've gone every year since 2018. So multiple times a year. Last year I went 15 times. And I rope drop.
Yeah, I mean, I've been probably in the hundreds of times from living around Disney World, and then probably been to land in the dozens at this point. And I still rope drop almost every time because, we don't get to go as often as we'd like. So I really just feel like it's maximizing the time. So when I'm out there with my kids in a couple weeks, we're only doing Animal Kingdom and Epcot, but we will be rope dropping both days. And Epcot really just because it's Epcot, and the more time I can spend there, the happier I'm going to be. So we're gonna do an open to close at Epcot and really make the most of it.
Yeah. I think that it's highly worth it for getting in all the things that you want to do. It actually, it may seem like it's more stressful to get up early and do all of those things, but what it ends up doing is it allows you to spread things out a little bit more and to really just kind of, be able to experience what you want to experience throughout those days. I mean, I'm working with a client right now who is, her lightning lanes are coming up later this week. And I've talked to her about how it doesn't, I mean, she's going to go back. Like, this is her first time going. She's going to end up going back. And that she should try to fit in the major things that she wants to do, but not do everything that she possibly wants to do throughout the day. And I think that that's kind of a good, a good way to go about not hating every minute of what you're doing. Oh, no, we got to get over to this place. Like, it's, we got 10 minutes to get across the entire park, like through all of these people. Oh, there's a parade down too. And you're just like, just freaking out. Like
Yeah.
it's just not a good way to do it.
And if that's at Disneyland and there's a parade coming through, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're not going nowhere. Like, you might as well just get real comfy over there by the Matterhorn.
Yep.
Just get real comfy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where you're at.
Good news is there's some great snacks nearby. So if you have to be stuck.
There are. Yep.
That's fair.
Good snacks.
Well, here, leading to talking about snacks, here's some bad advice that I saw in a Facebook group. You can just wing it for dining. And that is a big NO. Yeah. You cannot do that. Spoken from real life experience, I've tried that. You can't do it. It's just not possible.
At least not in a satisfactory way. Especially at World, because it's so massive. And and in the parks, with the exception of Epcot, the quick service is not going to be all that great. So you either have to kind of lower your expectations or plan ahead.
Casey's Corner, though.
No.
I said what I said.
I said what I said about Casey's Corner also. That
Casey's Corner. Cosmic rays, man. Cosmic rays.
Yeah. You're not trying to throw cosmic rays as a positive. Come on,
I'm not. No, I know.
You could have said Village House. You could have said Village.
I tried to sell it, but
but no.
No.
Even trolling, you can't finish that one.
Nobody means that. And it's sad how many people think like, oh, I can just join the walk-up list. They don't have that.
No. But that's the problem, is that you think that just because the rest of the world has a walk-up list, that Disney World is going to follow suit with that. That's not the way that it works, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, there are some places that will offer it sometimes, but it could go away in the blink of an eye. So you can't bank on that, ahead of your trip.
Right.
So having some kind of plan, whether it's an actual reservation or just say, you know what, we'll take what we get on this day for whatever's available. Like, that's doable. You just kind of have to be willing to settle.
Yeah, you have to be okay with not getting exactly what you're looking for.
And if you're going to be in Magic Kingdom, don't settle. Just make a dinner reservation at Steakhouse 71 and get out of that park.
100%.
Or Casey's Corner.
Or not. or we could not go to Casey's Corner.
Or you can go to Casey's Corner.
Next time we go, I will try a Casey's Corner hot dog, and I'll go into it with an open mind, and I'll give you my honest review, not the Charlie Hater review, because I do have those as well. Like, I'm just, where you're just like, I'm going to hate this no matter what happens. Like, even if it's delicious, I'm just going to hate it, and I'm going to like present it that way.
Well, you can't get just the regular you can't do the regular hot dog because it's just a regular hot dog.
Okay. What am I going to get?
You got to do like they rotate hot dogs. So like when I was there last time, it was a Chipotle barbecue one.
That does sound pretty decent.
It was so good.
Yep. That does sound pretty decent. So
good.
So when you put Casey's Corner on your list of like best restaurants for you, are you talking about their different hot dog types? Because I always assumed you were talking about just a generic hot dog from Casey's Corner every time.
Don't get me wrong, those are good too. But like, man, you get like the mac and cheese hot dog, pinnacle. Okay, that's fantastic.
I mean, it was one of the highlights when we were at the Christmas party, that the pot roast.
That was really good.
I'm just saying,
it was really good. Now
those were, that was really good.
Was the pot roast mini corn dogs? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. That park just doesn't leave you with a lot of options. And I know some people really want to like ride for Skipper Canteen. It's never been up there for me. Like, it's fine. Yeah. It's just okay. We can do better.
Liberty Tree Tavern, it's okay. It's Thanksgiving dinner all year round.
Harbor House, for a quick service lunch, Harbor House is fine.
For no harbor anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't exist. Yeah. It's gone.
Is it going to be Piston Peak House now?
Yeah. Right. Like, is it going to become a lodge?
Something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Tyler, give us another bad advice.
So before you do that, can I follow up on that bad advice with more bad advice about food?
Yeah,
please.
So another really bad advice is to truly experience Disney dining, you must book 3 sit-down table service meals a day. That's the polar opposite of what we just talked about.
Yeah,
the polar opposite. So you want to go from one extreme to the other extreme? This is a good way. It's a good way for you to not experience anything except for the food in the parks.
Right. Like if you were doing a non-park day and were like resort hopping or Disney Springs is involved, then maybe. But at the same time, that's also a lot of food, and that's going to be an expensive day. But maybe I'm here for a day like that, but I'm going to be picky about where I go.
Maybe 2. Like a breakfast and then like a dinner and then like a quick service lunch.
Yeah.
Or like a snack.
And 2 even feels like a lot, honestly.
Even that's making me go like, I don't know if I can eat that much.
No. It's why they do. Well, I mean, they are offering that the new dining plan in 2027, which will have 2 sit down meals per day and a quick service meal as well. But for me, I think that the sweet spot on their dining plan is the 1 table service meal and 1 quick service per day. I think that's really the way to go. You get your snack. I mean, you're just going to be like having some Mickey bars if you do that, and maybe a Mickey pretzel, probably not a churro.
That's not the best way to beat the dining plan, but we'll get there.
No, we're gonna go. Yeah, we'll break that down in another episode for sure. But stay tuned for that one. So now it's Tyler's turn. Sorry, Tyler. I wanted to kind of group those together because they were literally on the polar opposite of the bad advice of each other.
Yeah. And what that really comes down to is like knowing the group that you're traveling with and what their priorities would be. So like for our trip coming up, it's me, an 18-year-old and an 8-year-old. So the idea of doing multiple sit downs a day is just not realistic. So we have a couple. We booked Trattoria Al Forno, which I'm excited to try based on Charlie's recommendation. We got Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom, and we got Boathouse at Springs. So which I haven't been to Boathouse in a while, so I'm excited for that one. But I feel like that's a good balance, because then for everything else, we'll just do, whatever the best quick service is. So I got my eye on those cheeseburger pods at Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
for
those
lunch
are
that
so
day.
good.
Yeah.
And then World Showcase has all the quick service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
All
right.
stands.
So my next piece of bad advice is around Disney Cruise Line. And there's a few that kind of float out there, but the one that I think is really bad that I saw on the Facebook group was that any cabin is fine, just get the cheapest one. Oh boy. No. So the thing with Disney is that they don't have that many categories of room, but it's more about the location than the category, at least in my opinion. Because there's inside staterooms, there's ocean view, which have the large porthole windows. There's the veranda rooms, which are the balconies, and then concierge, which are like the high end, and then the suites. But the big dividing line, in my opinion at least, is between the inside staterooms and everything else, because the inside staterooms do not have the split bathroom. And if you've ever sailed on Disney Cruise Line, you know how amazing the split bathroom is. So if you don't know, the bathroom is split into two parts, where one side has a sink and a shower, and the other side has a sink and a toilet. So two people could be getting ready at the same time. So if you're traveling with 4 or 5 people, that's a huge, huge deal. So while you could save a lot of money and stay on an inside stateroom, they just have a standard bathroom. So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot to do that. The other thing I would bring up, and I know I'm ranting a lot here, but anytime you see a stateroom with restrictions when you go to purchase a Disney cruise, I would avoid that, because while that does guarantee you a certain type of room, it's up to Disney to determine the location. So if you have, you're traveling with little kids, you might want to be closer to the stairs or the elevators, or you might want to be closer to where the kids club is, stuff like that. If you do restrictions, you have no say whatsoever in that. So you could be in like the opposite corner of the ship potentially. So that's my 2 cents there. You have to look at the type of room.
Yeah, and when it comes to cruise, and Disney's so different than other cruise lines. Like they try their absolute best to stay as traditional cruise line feel as possible. Like that's
Kind of,
their staple, right? Like their ships are built that way. The rooms are kind of laid out that way. You got this grand walk-in atrium, like all of that stuff, right? They're trying to maintain as a level of classic and like, I don't want to say vintage, but like that feel on a cruise ship. Like they want you to know you're on a cruise ship, not that you're on like at a giant floating city. Like they don't, like that's their difference. And you can't, if you're just saying, yeah, grab the cheapest, like you're kind of selling yourself short. And the right advice to that is, and to all of these, is figure out what is best for you and your family and the people that you're going with, and ask the right questions so that you know exactly what you guys need. If it's just 2 of you, sure, maybe an inside room is fine and you don't need the split bathroom. Or if it's just you, sure, fine. But like if you're traveling with 2 kids and mom and dad or whatever, like you're probably going to want something that's going to have that amenity of a split bathroom. There's just really good chance of it.
So,
all right, well, I've got one here, and it is one that I tend to sit at for a while and kind of vouch for, and it is, don't worry about Animal Kingdom, it's a half-day park. And that's just not true. And I know that they got construction going on right now. I know all that. I know their hours are not as long as everybody else, but it's not a park to sleep on. Like it definitely has something to offer right now. Even I just was there a few weeks ago. I rope dropped, and we did the safari, we did Expedition Everest, and we did the Zootopia Better Together. Like we did those 3 things and we left. And when I was leaving, I was sad because of all the things that I still could have done, and the food, all the food that I could have eaten. And it's not one to sleep on. It's not one to miss out on. Don't skip Animal Kingdom just because you think that it's nothing but a zoo and there's just animals there. Like, there are actual attractions there worth visiting, worth seeing. Take the time. Half-day park, if that means that you're done at 4 or 5 o'clock, that's fine. It closes at 6 anyway. Like, but like,
Yep.
go and experience the park, do the trails, do all those things. And there's a lot of things in Animal Kingdom that are like silent sleepers. Like, you have no idea that they're there until you show up and you're like, whoa, what's this? I didn't know that this was here. I didn't know that this walking trail right off the safari was a thing. Had no idea. There's gorillas in Animal Kingdom.
I'm excited to. I haven't spent a full day in Animal Kingdom in quite a while, so I'm excited to do that on this trip coming up. And my daughter's never been, so I know she's really excited. So I think since we're gonna have the whole day, and that, for us is gonna start at 7:30 a.m. with early entry. That's a pretty full day. So we're gonna cover every corner that's available to be covered in that park.
And then what's really cool about it, it closes at like 6 o'clock. And then what you do is you just take a bus to Animal Kingdom Lodge and you dine at Sanaa. And then you get home at a reasonable hour. Like, why not? Animal Kingdom is beautiful. And if you can spend any time in Pandora just to hang out there and take in the sights, like, why wouldn't you? It's such a beautifully done park. And Joe Rohde, that man knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, Animal Kingdom, don't sleep on that. Have a plan for sure. Have a plan, because it's such a massive park that you're going to be like, I don't know what I'm missing. I have no idea what I'm missing. I don't even know what to do here, because all I see is Flight of Passage, Navi River, the Safari, Expedition Everest, and Kali River Rapids. I see 5 attractions at this park. Why would I be here? Like, there's more. There's so
You're
much
missing
more.
out on a lot of things if you just do those 5 things.
There's going to be a lot more in the next year-ish.
A couple years. Yeah.
Let's hope for it.
Year, 2 years. And the cool thing about Animal Kingdom 2 is, like, the Festival of the Lion King, that show is incredible. The Nemo show is cute. Like, the live entertainment throughout that park
is so good.
Insane. Like, did they remove the Jaminators or they were playing on they were playing on, like,
Didn't they used to be in Epcot?
No, those ones are in Epcot. There's another one in Animal Kingdom. They were playing on like pots and pans and stuff like that. They used to be in Dino Land, but
I remember those guys.
Now Dino Land's gone.
Maybe they're extinct as well.
Yeah,
I hope not, because those were cool to watch. That was cool. But there's things like that. And Kevin, everybody loves Kevin.
Everybody loves Kevin on that bridge.
The bird show. Like, there's a bird show. I forget about the bird show every time. But don't sleep on Animal Kingdom. Do it. But I all in all, guys, I think the major theme here is work with a travel agent. Like, that's a big thing. It doesn't even have to be us. We'd love it if it was, because we just love to plan this stuff, and we love to see your guys' faces light up and hear about your trips and things like that. We have a sentimental attachment to this place called Disney. So if we could help you out, that'd be cool. But have a plan. Absolutely. Outside of that, I think that wraps up another episode of the Grim Grinning Dads. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow on all the places podcasts live, like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're in on all of it. Be sure to follow us on social media. I know we're always active on TikTok on Grim Grinning Dads. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. And I know I've said it a lot. We specialize in Disney vacations. We're travel agents. We do all that stuff because we love to. We're truly passionate about it. So if you would like us to help you, please, please, please fill out the form in the description below. Send us a message, whatever, and we'll be reaching out to you. So Until
go.
next time, please
Wait, bye.
come out the next time the dads come out to socialize.